Hello, Kindred Spirits, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here, weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. Today, we are doing a Soulful 7 reading, soul-filling messages that you are meant to take with you for the next 7 to 10 days, or for the next week moving forward. We have 3 groups. Nothing is prepared. Everything is intuitive as per typical for these readings. If you need to pause the video right now and determine which of the group or groups has your message in it, there will be links down in the description to your specific reading. So pause the video now if you need a moment. Otherwise, we're going to get right into the readings. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. Again, soul-filling messages that you are meant to take with you for the next 7 to 10 days. So for the next week, let's see what guiding energy we have for you today. Messages for our group number 1. Soul-filling messages. Group number 1. So our guiding energy is wind. And so the first messages that I see in wind is the idea of change, the idea of movement. This concept of, it's a very air energy. So communication, we're talking about our thoughts. We're looking at our mind space and how can we change our thoughts to manifest the type of life that we want to see. So how do we change our thinking, our thoughts, the messages that we communicate to ourselves and the universe on how life is, and how can we better communicate to receive the outcomes that we are looking for in our lives. So our focus for the next week is this idea of change, and specifically change when it comes to our thoughts and our mind space. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. So our focus for the month is going to be on that spirituality, this idea of divine knowledge and understanding, and not so much our actual mind knowledge, but knowledge and wisdom that comes from our spiritual walk and our spiritual journey that we are embarking on. I feel like also with the Hierophant, it could be talking about connecting with a spiritual guide, making a spiritual connection in your spiritual walk and your spiritual journey to help guide that change in a direction, again, that is uplifting and positive for you. And we have Judgment. So this idea of revelation and awakening, to me, this is really connecting to you making a decision right now on your journey and on your walk to make changes that are going to help you grow and just live a more prosperous lifestyle and life in general. So this idea of awakening, revelation, coming to a conclusion that changes need to be made, coming to a conclusion that your spiritual walk and your spiritual life and your spiritual wealth and health and well-being is valid and important. And then we have our King of Swords energy. So all about articulation. We're talking about our intellect. Our King of Swords energy knows the truth and is about justice and truth, and is willing to cut through any lies or deception that might be standing in his way or blocking his path of moving forward. So our King of Swords is quick with the mind, quick with the thoughts. So either this is you, this is energy you are meant to channel on your journey in order to reflect the change that you're looking for. This could also be a person, potentially even representing a very grounded, solid, mature person that could be helping you on your spiritual journey as well. They could be reflecting that Hierophant energy for some of you. This person, again, is going to be articulate. This person is going to be straightforward. They are going to not hold back the truth. And, yeah, they're just tell it like it is. Truth seeker. They could be a spiritual leader, again. And or this could be energy that you are meant to channel and get to a place of a grounded, sound mind that functions the way you want it to. I feel like the immature version of our King of Swords, like Knight energy or Page energy of Swords, thoughts are running them. They're wild. They are unguided. They don't have any real direction or focus. And, you know, obviously then there is a communication that is unintended a lot of the times. And the message that I'm getting here with the King of Swords is that not only your thoughts, but the way you communicate, the words that you select are all specific and intentional. So we have patience. So everything in life worth having takes time and patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. So this is the door. Patience. I love that. Offerings. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. I feel like this is just like the Six of Pentacles energy, this idea of giving, sharing your bounty. It's almost like celebrating your success by sharing it with others that need it. You know, I feel like part of the blessing of abundance is that we can share it with others. It's not meant to be hoarded. Okay. We have Ocean Jasper. Schedule yourself in. So as you're going on this journey, you're working through change, make sure that you are paying heed to and respect to your own mental well-being and your mental growth. We have Red Jasper. Take action. Ooh, Jasper energy is vibing hard in your reading. Self-care, take care of yourself, and take action. The interesting thing, you know, our conversation is centered around the idea of change and the idea of, you know, change in the element of air. So the way that we think, the way that we communicate with ourselves and others. And this idea of taking action, you know, wind, air in general as an element is an action-oriented element. It is about doing. It's about taking action in order to get to an outcome, a specific outcome that you're looking for. So taking action in order to get where you're going is a necessity here with our red Jasper. We have chamomile, which the keyword there is soothe. I feel like that is about like that self-care, self-soothing. Again, taking time to look after yourself and make sure that you are well and healthy physically and mentally. And that will help you to make progress in the area that you're focused on for the week. But balance is everything. And then we have morel, which a keyword for morel is regenerate. So regeneration, restoration, change, and regeneration is very similar. I also feel like regenerate is connected to the Ocean Jasper energy. So this idea of self-care, regeneration, taking a moment away from all of the hectic sort of energy around, and making sure that you're taking time to get yourself right mentally, emotionally, all of those different E's. You're regenerating and restoring that which you lose as you know, the energy that you expend as you are taking actions and heading in the direction that you're looking for. Also, as we push towards change, I feel like the idea there is that we are patient with ourselves and we give ourselves time to adjust to the change, to make mistakes, to fall off, and all of that different stuff that comes with doing something new. And developing a new routine and stuff is going to take time, and to be gracious and generous to ourselves, and respect the fact that we are in process in all of this. So we're going to add our questions to the conversation. 3 questions that you can select one of them and choose to move forward with it for the week to meditate and to journal on. So our first question: how can I infuse more self-love and compassion into our daily life? It's very much solely connected to our ocean jasper energy here, even our chamomile, and this idea of regeneration. So self-love, compassion, taking a more gentle approach with ourselves rather than trying to like muscle ourselves or force ourselves into a particular direction or belief or whatever. Just making sure that as you're adapting these changes that you're using other people as templates. But with any template, you're going to have to edit it and alter it in order for it to fit your purpose. So for the example that we are using here, you know, as you get spiritual help and you connect with people spiritually and you get the opportunity to speak with them about some of the things that are working for them in their walk, might not be able to be used in the same exact way in your life. So just making sure that you are catering all of the templates and information that you're getting to your specific journey as you move forward. So the second question: what is my body telling me right now? So I feel like that's a very direct message there, to pay attention to your body, the aches, the pains, the creaks, the cracks, whatever it is. Are you breaking out? Different things like that, because your body is always communicating with you. Are you listening? If you're not, maybe this is a good question for you to take with you for the week. And our third question for you, group number 1. What are the dominant emotions that run my life? There is power in your desire. Let them be your fuel. Your desires are your soul's wings, and it's time to take flight. I love that. It's definitely a lot of power all around us. And as we learn to tap into more of it and allow that energy to not shape us, but for us to use it to shape our lives and our outcomes, we're going to see like more fruitful and abundant experiences as we move forward through this life. So, group number 1. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. Would love to have you. Please also make sure to connect with me on Facebook if you are so inclined to do so. That is my primary communication outlet there. And also make sure to check out my Etsy shop, where I curate content there to help on your spiritual and life journey. So thanks again for your time and energy, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. Soul-filling messages that you're meant to take with you for the next 7 to 10 days. So let's get our primary focus for the week. Messages for group number 2. Messages for group number 2. So we have oceans. The key word for oceans is bravery. The message that I got right off the bat here is there is going to be a requirement coming for you that is, it's going to require you to be brave. And I'm feeling more so in the realm of your emotions, that there's something that is going to test you and that is going to be trying and potentially difficult for you in an emotional way. So we're definitely going to dig in and see if we can get a little bit more information about what this could be. Hopefully able to provide you some more guidance and insight. Alright, so let's see what we've got. A cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. For some of you, some very sturdy and abrupt changes might be on their way to you. So, mindful of that. Golden Healer Quartz, open the door. Feel like an interesting connection to our Divine Door Oracle cards today. What I'm really feeling here, this idea of open the door, is the fact that I'm just getting the message something new, changes are coming. Could potentially, it's going to be something exciting, potentially unexpected, but well received. It is going to take, it's going to be something a little bit out of your comfort zone, and it's going to require you to take a leap of faith. So bravery is going to be necessary for this new direction or new opportunity. So we have Epidote, which is go deeper. Here, a really strong message that I'm seeing is this idea of you might think you're not brave, but the message that I am receiving and strongly is that you have to, when you go deeper, when you look deeper inside of yourself and you really pull at and tug at those energies that aren't, I would say, your instinctive energies that you go to or that you use a lot. When you go deeper, you're going to surprise yourself that there is more there than you know. We have the Dawn of Swords. And the Dawn of Swords is all about reflection and diligence. So this is the page energy. We're talking about swords, so in our communications, in our thoughts. So what I'm really getting here is this idea of, again, new thoughts, new ways of doing things, new communications, new ways of processing information and going through just reflecting on life and how you think about things, and how your thoughts can either bring about beautiful and great change, or how you can limit yourself and close off opportunities by simply limiting yourself in your mind space. And then we have temperance here, which is about moderation and equilibrium. So even as you embark on this journey and you go this kind of avant-garde direction in your life, potentially something you might not think that you maybe had it in you, sort of thing. The message that I am receiving for you is to, still do some of the positive and uplifting things that you did in the past. Don't completely switch over overnight. Make sure to take your time, and even as you navigate this change, do so in a very private way, personal way. Lean in on your strengths as you go into this, and again, don't overdo it. I'm getting the message here that the change will be gradual, and or should be gradual, for you, to give you time to reflect, time to go deeper, and then open that door when you are ready to step through it. And then we have our Six of Swords, which is all about resolution and moving on. So again, as we open that door, it's really about opening up, and stepping into new opportunities, and just gaining new perspectives on life and what life has in store for you. So this idea of resolving conflicts, I'm getting the message here, inner conflicts that are happening inside of yourself, potentially worries or concerns that you might be going through as you embark on this journey. The message that I am getting here is finding solution to those things and moving forward as you go deeper and do some of that soul searching work on your journey. So we have a ghost pipe, which is about mystery. I feel like the message here is to really embrace the mystery, embrace the magic as you go in on this journey, and to not be put off or scared by some of the things that you aren't able to explain right away. And just understand that some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding comes over time, and that knowing all of it up front isn't actually going to be beneficial or helpful to you. So really embrace the mystery, embrace some of the question marks, even though that might be uncomfortable for you, especially if you're the type of person that likes to be in the know. And then we have morale, which the key word there is regeneration. So this idea of regeneration talks really about change from the perspective of it's an inward healing process. And again, our focus here is on that inward realm, that inward world, going deeper and opening up the door to your inner life is actually going to give you a lot of insight and connectivity and direction in your outer life. So I feel like, again, embarking on this journey, which is going to be a spiritual journey with this idea of oceans that are vast, not only vast, but they're deep. And to embark on this journey is going to take a bravery to take on such a huge task in your life, which is really getting to know yourself better and on a deeper level, and opening doors inside of yourself that maybe at some point you were afraid to open. But you have the bravery right now to take this next step in your spiritual growth, to reflect on your past so that you can move forward and embark on a really beautiful, positive trajectory and forward momentum and motion. This idea of moving on and resolving past issues so that you can find that peace and growth that you are focused on and looking towards in your future. Okay, so group number 2, these are general messages right now, or I should say overall messages. And now we are going to add our questions into the conversation. These are just going to be 3 questions that you can select for, select to meditate on, journal on for the week ahead. Just a little spiritual homework, if you will, just to give you something to kind of lean into every day spiritually so you can continue to grow on this journey. So the first question that you can select, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? I feel like this card always comes up. We're always setting impossible expectations for ourselves. Okay. Second question, do I know all of my strengths and am I using them? I love that one. It's a good one. Okay. I think sometimes we focus on our weaknesses so much that we forget that we have some really beautiful strengths that should be leaned into and maximized. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Boundary setting is always a good task if you're ever looking for something to do spiritually. Making sure that you have really sound, strong boundaries in your relationships and centered around like your personal time, like your you time, is really important as well, in my humble opinion. All right, group 2. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful, enlightening, and encouraging for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as liking my Facebook page and checking out my Etsy shop, where I curate content there to help you on your spiritual and life journey. So thanks again, beautiful soul, for your time and energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3. As we focus, there we go. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to go ahead and give our guiding energy deck a shuffle. Again, these are timeless, soul-filling messages that are meant for you to carry forward for the next 7 to 10 days. A week focus, if you will. So, guiding energy for my group number 3. So guiding energy today. All right. So motion is our guiding energy, and it is air. I love these horses. They're so pretty. All right. Motion. Getting our minds working, moving in a direction that is going to be helpful and beneficial for us, I feel like, is the focus here. So minding your mind, your thoughts, the things that you say to yourself and to others, how you are communicating what you wish and what you desire. So we have the shadow, which is about materialism and dependency. This is our vices. This is that devil energy here. So what are some things? And I'm getting the message with air and moving around your mind space that some of you could be stuck in a cycle of just like negative thinking, negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, that you're being encouraged right now to move past that, move past those vices, whether they be, something like overeating or indulging in food or shopping in excess, or things like addictions and drug use and alcohol abuse, things like that. So there's a range there, but I feel like just taking note and being mindful of these kind of difficult vices that we all have in our lives in order, as a way of dealing with certain aspects of our lives. Some of the more unpleasant things, we mask them. And I feel like just taking some of this stuff head on and moving to make a change and take some action on that stuff, especially the elements that deal with the mind space, which a lot of things are cultivated in the mind space, even if we don't acknowledge it right away. The Five of Wands is basically here to say there might be some frustration. There might be some opposition. There's definitely going to be opposition as you go through changes. You try to work through some of these more difficult things, especially when it comes to our mind. And remembering that consistency is king. That having one successful mind-shifting session isn't enough to kick the habit, if you will. That there's going to take consistency and persistency to make those moves and to see progress. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is about confusion and some setbacks. And I feel like the message here in the Seven of Swords is that as you go on this journey, as you embark on any journey, there are going to be difficulties. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be things that don't always work out the way we plan or the way we would like them to. And I feel like the message here is, not to give up. Don't give in to those difficulties and those challenges, and just understand that they are a part of forward motion. There's going to be times where you are set back. There's going to be times where you're the cause of those things. There's going to be times when other people are the root of some of those issues. But just in general, taking responsibility, accountability where you can, so that you can, make progress and move forward. Just in general, just feeling like, yeah, this is going to be challenging. There's going to be some difficulties. But also understand that these things, some of these, like the setbacks and the frustrations, are they're more temporary things. They're things that are going to be, they're going to happen. They're going to, be present and annoying, and then they're going to pass quickly. But, some of, getting over, moving past some of those more challenging things are going to be where the focus lies. So don't lose sight or lose track of the reason and the focus that we're doing this. And then we have Angel Aura cards added in to lighten things up. I feel like a lot of our conversation thus far has been pretty dense and pretty heavy. So I'm glad that the Angel Aura cards came in to lighten things up. So as we are talking about some really difficult and challenging topics, we're talking about some pretty heavy topics here. And I feel like the Angel Aura cards is there to tell you, you know what? Let's lighten this up a little bit. Let's add a little bit of light energy, a little sun energy into the conversation, just to let you know that there is progress, there's forward motion, positivity that will come out of all of the work and effort and frustration and confusion that you're going to have to go through in order to, again, get to a place where you're able to manifest the progress that you were looking for. And then we have Tiger's Eye, overcoming your fears. And I feel like that is a lot of our conversation here. I feel like all of the cards, like these cards are really lining up. I mean, it might seem kind of daunting and overwhelming, but I feel like it's pulling out, some of the reasons, again, why we turn to the vices is because we're afraid of whatever is out there. So it might be afraid of, getting involved in something that is worse than what we know. We're afraid sometimes of taking a risk or taking a chance in ourselves. We're afraid of what other people are going to think. We're afraid. We just have so much fear in our lives, or potential areas of fear. And I feel like the message here is lighten up a little bit. Don't dig too deep into, again, allowing that mind to go crazy. Then where you are leaning into vices and other things like that because you're too stressed out or scared to face reality. But I do feel like the message here is really talking about this idea of, as you go through these frustrating and oppositional energies to get to you know, a positive mind space where you need to be, where you want to be. And you go through these setbacks and confusion, and you might not know who's on your team or who's against you. You know, there might be some people around you that are vices, that aren't positive, and you might be dependent on them in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like overcoming the fears of releasing those vices, whether they're people, places, things, activities, whatever it is, lifting and lightening the load there. Then we have burdock. The key word for burdock is tenacity, which really talks about gripping and holding on to the truth, to hope, and you know, just kind of sticking it out. So even through the frustrations, the setbacks, the confusions, the opposition, whether that's in your mind space or the people around you, really just gripping and holding on to the truth, because that truth is going to be what frees you of disappointment, devastation, negative energy, and just being having life live you, basically. So just hold on to the truth. Hold on through the journey as you go through the change of changing your mind space, changing how you think about things, how you think about life and the focus of life and all those sorts of things. Just holding on to the truth of that and understanding that, you know, you are guiding and directing your life. And then we have chamomile, which is all about soothing. And I feel like this could be connected to or related to the people around you being supportive and soothing on your journey, or you learning how to self-soothe. And even as you go through difficult times and these difficult decisions and other things like that, that you're still able to, again, like, take a moment, take a break when you need to. If you get too frustrated, or, you know, you're feeling like you need to, you know, maybe go back to some sort of a negative thing that you're trying to overcome. Just, you know, learning that self-soothing. It reminds me of babies. I know this might be weird, but bear with me right now. You know, when my little one, I was an infant, you know, they looked to their parents to soothe them. You know, she looked to us, her parents, to soothe her when she was hungry or, you know, needed companionship. Whatever it was, she was looking to be soothed by exterior forces. And what I'm seeing here is this idea. So the outcome that we're looking towards, that we're focused on, the reason why we are moving, you know, making moves and seeing motion happen in our mind space, and we're focused on curing some of the difficult and the challenging mental self-talk and communicative things, is so that we are able to soothe ourselves on the journey, and that we're not dependent upon someone else to do that for us, or something else. Again, advancing some of the tools in our toolkit so that we don't have to resort to the more negative items to help us get through some of the challenges. Offerings. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. I swear I actually shuffle these cards. I feel like we got that same card in the last group. But yeah, I mean, the focus there is this idea of offering, this idea of giving, it reminds me of the Six of Pentacles energy. Passages, spiritual signs of inclination. You're walking through passages of your transformation. Like that idea of layers. I like the idea of layers here in this imagery of these different openings connecting to each other. I feel like this is a great analogy because a lot of the times we think of, you know, this new life, right? Or opening the door to a new perspective or a new life or a new direction in our life. We think of it as a single door that we have the key to, and we open it up and boom, all of a sudden things are changed. But I like the imagery here of these arches in the progression. So this idea of you're moving from one space to the next, to the next, to the next, until you finally reach your destination at the end of it. But the idea that there are going to be several doors that you're going to have to go through, that you're several challenges that you're going to have to tackle in order to get to your final destination. So again, everybody's journey is not the same. Just because one person opened one door and that was it for them, that doesn't mean that you're going to be the one door wonder. You might have to open more doors, multiple doors, to get to your desired destination. So, my beauties, my lovely group number 3, those are the overall messages that I had for you today. I hope that was helpful for you. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our questions. So we're going to shuffle out 3 questions. You can select one of them to pull with you for the week, to meditate on, to journal on for the next 7 to 10 days. So our first question, what can I do to make a difference? Ooh, I love that. I feel like that's connected to this card over here, which was about offerings. Pull it up for you. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. I love it. What can I do to make a difference? Am I afraid to be seen? It's interesting. Come on, you can do it. I feel like that's also connected to, for some of you might be connected to maybe even shedding some of the negative influences and just people around you that aren't supporting your journey, that are frowning up or laughing at you or saying you're crazy or whatever the case may be. But the tendency to shrink yourself in order to fit into whatever small-minded location or place or position that you're in now is really what that I am afraid to be seen card is really talking about. So if you have a tendency to shrink yourself, I don't know if this is on the card. This actually might be on the card, I don't know. But this idea that the lion doesn't try to shrink itself to fit into a pea pod, you know, it's just a lion and it sits out on its rock, you know, or whatever, and does lion things, but it doesn't try to be a pea and it doesn't try to shove itself into a pea pod because it's a lion. And I feel like there's a similar message there, like embrace your truth, live your truth. If the life that you're currently on, the path that you're currently on is not serving you, you're not happy, there's something missing there, then go out on a sojourn and figure out what that is. And as you are journeying, you know, some people make adventure sound like and feel like, oh, it's this wonderful thing that always works out exactly the way you want it to. But no, some people's journey, most adventures and most journeys actually have setbacks. They have frustration. There's going to be some opposition. There's going to be confusion involved. And it's really about lightening up a little bit, caring less about what other people think of you, caring more about what you think of your life and the direction that your life is headed and how you're spending your time, releasing and overcoming those fears that are holding you back, moving the air, if you will, in your mind space on how you communicate with yourself and to others, and just spreading your wings in a way and really digging into and taking ownership of who you are on this journey. And then third question, where can I ask for more help in my life? And I feel like, again, if you are connected with a group of people who are not supportive of you, maybe asking for help in finding a more solid support group. And if you are surrounded by people, beautiful, wonderful souls that are willing and ready to help and encourage you, then reaching out to them, really, really leaning into and figuring out where you have areas that you could use assistance in, and not being afraid to ask for assistance. Just as quick as you would drop everything to help your people out, your people are also going to be there and want to be there for you to help you out as well. So don't be afraid to reach out for that assistance if you need it. And I feel like it's definitely connected with this offering card, which I said feels like the Six of Pentacles energy. Sometimes you're in a position to give help, and sometimes you are in a position where you need help. So don't be ashamed or afraid wherever you are on that spectrum, that your support group is there to help you as you are there to help all of them. So, my lovelies, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you, that this was enlightening and encouraging. If something did hit home, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already a part of the Kindred family, would love to have you. Please also do check me out on Facebook and connect with me there. That is my primary communication outlet. And check out my Etsy shop where I curate content to help you on your spiritual and life journey, all the way from personal readings to messages that you need to hear to like journaling templates and other things of this sort. So make sure to check that out. The links to everything will be in the description bar below. Thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and your energy today. I certainly appreciate you. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.